Hi, my name is Lee, and no, I am not running a campaign for public office, not even for dog catcher. But I am personally drawing on the resources of my 24-year-old media company to lead a national campaign on a topic near and dear to my heart, helping patriots like you protect, defend, and exercise your Second Amendment constitutional right to keep and bear arms, to safeguard yourself, your family, and your castle from criminals, terrorists, and from tyrants. I've poured substantial personal resources into this campaign, and it begins right now, right here. You've come to this page just in time. I urge you to watch this informative, free presentation on the Second Amendment in full, and if you would please, in private. I've obtained official Department of Justice orders showing that Internet cafe customers who view images of guns in public should be turned in to local law enforcement for investigation as subversives, terrorists, or criminals. This could lead to serious repercussions for both of us. So please, watch this presentation in private or adjust your screen so no one else can see. Okay, thanks. I'm glad you're still on this page with me, because learning how to protect and exercise our Second Amendment rights hasn't been this critically important since April 19, 1775, when King George's redcoats fixed their bayonets and marched toward Concord intent on one thing: confiscating the guns of the first American patriots. And if those British soldiers hadn't been turned back by a well-regulated militia at a tiny bridge in Concord before they could disarm the citizenry, we wouldn't be singing God Bless America today. It would be God Save the Queen. What I see happening in our country today is as great a battle for freedom as was the first American Revolution. In fact, it's somewhat ironic that my company came out just last year with a pure silver commemorative coin honoring the midnight ride of Paul Revere, who rode through the countryside warning colonists that the mightiest fighting force in the world was coming to seize their guns. Little could I imagine that I'd be sitting here today sounding a new alarm to my fellow Americans, that 21st century despots are plotting to take away our firearms and our constitutional rights. As the founder, publisher, and lead partner in a media company founded in 1989, I'm in a position to conduct exhaustive research, uncover closely guarded information, and distribute my findings and recommended solutions to like-minded patriots. In fact, 250,000 Americans are currently signed up for my e-newsletters, every one of which is distributed absolutely free of charge as a public service. So with all that's happening around the topic of our Second Amendment rights, I've created this three-part special presentation to share with you. Part 1 begins in about 40 seconds. That's where you'll learn about the latest government plans to confiscate your guns. Then in Part 2, I'll tell you where you can still buy guns and ammo legally in your state. And finally, in Step 3, I'm going to tell you the 5 worst places to hide your guns, plus secret places to hide your guns so no one but you will ever find them. So this presentation is like 3 episodes in one. I've created a whole lot of valuable content for you, and I promise to be as brief as possible. But the main thing is, I want to make sure you and your loved ones are safe and protected the same way mine are. Okay, let's just dive into Part 1. The latest headlines about government plans to confiscate your guns. Obama aborts balance of power, abuses executive privilege to grab your guns. Thank goodness, Americans have chosen to elect to Congress adequate numbers of representatives who hold pro-Second Amendment convictions. So now President Obama and his anti-liberty allies are attempting to short-circuit the Second Amendment through executive orders, international agreements, and any other power scheme they can come up with. You and I need to be on red alert for new gun regulations published in the Federal Register or woven into United Nations treaties and other globalist agreements. New York governor rams through new gun laws without committee hearings or public input. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo fully exploited the tragedy in Newtown, Connecticut, which is obviously not even in his state, to push for new laws to control higher capacity ammo weapons and guns in general, even though New York already has some of the most draconian gun laws in the nation. In a rush to be the first state to pass new, heavier gun control legislation this year, Cuomo rammed through the New York Assembly sweeping anti-gun measures with no committee hearings and no public input, according to the NRA. Why New York gun laws matter to you, I don't care what state you live in. This matters to you even if you don't live in the Empire State. Legislators in other states traditionally look to large states like New York for model legislation that they can cut and paste into their own legal code. Many states, and even the federal government, already do this with environmental legislation, patterning new laws after those enacted in California. So when gun grabbers like Cuomo and New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg get in front of a camera, take heed. It's not just New Yorkers' guns that are at risk. It's your own. UN Small Arms Treaty, Gun Grabbers Go Global. Currently, the UN is actively piecing together the UN Small Arms Treaty. Indications are that this treaty will, according to Forbes, enact tougher licensing requirements, creating additional bureaucratic red tape for legal firearms ownership, confiscate and destroy all unauthorized civilian firearms, exempting those owned by our government, of course, ban the trade, sale, and private ownership of all semi-automatic weapons, create an international gun registry, clearly setting the stage for full-scale gun confiscation. This is not another conspiracy theory about the UN. It is a conspiracy fact. I promised you we'd move through this information as quickly as possible, but before I move on to part 2, I promise that later in this presentation, I'll share information with you on still more headlines on the all-important topic of gun confiscation we've been discussing here in part 1. For example, unintentional poisonings outpace gun murders 4-1. What the liberal media never told you about Aurora, Colorado. Crooks laugh at gun control laws. Dianne Feinstein versus the Second Amendment. Fast and Furious mastermind getting a promotion from Obama. Local law enforcement stands with citizens, stands up to federal gun grabbers. These are all fascinating news stories that affect you, and we'll get back to them after parts 2 and 3. Because I really want you to have the full story about how state, federal, and even UN gun confiscation schemes may impact you in the months and years ahead. But right now, I want to take you inside part 2 of this presentation and tell you where you can still buy guns and ammo legally in your state. First of all, let me be clear. Buying guns and ammo legally is tougher than ever in 2013. Not for criminals, of course, who buy their weapons on the black market and in back alleys. But for the vast majority of U.S. gun owners who are law-abiding citizens, buying guns is not as easy as it used to be just last year. If you're concerned about how to defend yourself, your property, and your family, and want to make a purchase before it may become legally impossible, this information is for you. I'll go over the best places to buy guns, get a good deal on your purchase, and stay under the bureaucratic radar if you choose. The first option for buying guns and ammo is through a dealer with a federal firearms license. When you make a purchase, you're subject to a background check through the National Instant Criminal Background Check System, or NICS. The NICS system is reasonably effective at keeping legal firearms out of the hands of criminals and crazies, which is why that crowd goes to the black market. If you aren't close to a gun shop where you live, or you want the convenience of buying guns and ammo through the internet, you can buy from online stores like www.cheaperthandirt.com. You'll have to go through the federal, NICS, state, and local background checks, though. And at least a third of the U.S. population lives in areas where internet gun sales are banned. My message? If you live where internet gun sales are still legal, act now. To buy a gun but stay under the bureaucratic radar, attend a local gun show. You can find a gun show in most any state about once every other month. They're a great place to gather information, comparison shop, and find the firearm that best meets your needs. Here again, gun-grabbing politicians keep calling gun shows loopholes. So I urge you to act quickly before this option is blocked off to you by public enemies of your Second Amendment rights. Now, I recently assigned one of my researchers to look into this issue for you, and he's compiled a 50-state list of upcoming gun shows, including dates, exact locations, and web addresses. Sorry, New Jersey and Delaware, no shows in your states, but we found lots of options for you just across your state lines. I want to put this list in your hands right away, right after we get through the all-important Part 3 of this report, beginning right now. By the way, we're nearly 10 minutes into this presentation now, and I want to thank you for sticking with me. And you'll be glad you did, because we're now reaching one of the juiciest sections. I'm about to tell you the 5 worst places to hide your guns. Then right after that, I'll tell you about the secret places to hide your guns so no one but you will ever find them. Cops and criminals are experts at finding hidden guns fast. Don't make it easy for them by committing these very common gun-hiding mistakes. Now, just to be clear, I don't advocate breaking any laws. But if you accidentally forget to leave your gun at home and are subjected to a routine traffic stop, you're going to need a plan. You're not required to tell the officer you have a gun. In fact, you're not required to answer any questions at all. And you're never required to consent to the search of your vehicle. So if you do accidentally have a gun in your possession where you aren't supposed to, don't be in a hurry to turn yourself in. The other time you may have to hide your gun from a cop is in a case of confiscation of now legal firearms. This puts you in a tight spot, and I'm not a fan of civil disobedience. In such cases, you'll have to make your own call. So here's my list of 5 places never to hide your gun. Number 1, don't hide a gun in your dresser drawer. It's the first place criminals look right after they break in. Theft of legally owned guns to feed black market demand is commonplace, so you really need to take these precautions. Number 2, don't hide a gun in your nightstand. That's the second place they look. Third, don't hide a gun under your pillow. Listen, they're basically going to ransack your entire master bedroom looking for guns and valuables. But here's a little secret. The master bedroom is a great place to hide a decoy gun that's cheap or broken and definitely not loaded. Number 4, don't hide a gun in your car's glove box. It's the first place cops look for illegal guns, and it's not secure in case of an accident. And number 5, don't hide a gun under ill-fitting clothing. Experts spot bulging guns and ammo clips instantly. If you're going to legal carry, wear well-chosen clothing appropriate for concealment. Okay, that's 5 places you should never hide a gun. Now let me give you the 5 great places to hide a gun. Gun hiding secret number 1. Any semi-automatic rifle or shotgun can easily be broken down into pieces. These parts can be easily hidden in an old tennis racket case, first aid kit, bowling ball bag, small luggage, or dozens more possible everyday cases and containers. Don't do this with your primary home defense gun for obvious reasons, but it's a great way to keep a backup weapon hidden from view. Gun hiding secret number 2. Large pictures that have thick frames can be modified to conceal a small firearm. There are also several manufacturers' distributors, such as Barska, that sell picture safes. Gun hiding secret number 3. Another use for paintings or large picture frames is to use them to hide a concealed wall safe. Wall safes come in many shapes and sizes and are designed to fit in between the 2x4 studs behind your drywall. Gun hiding secret number 4. If do-it-yourself projects aren't your cup of tea, ingenious picture frame safes can be found online. One good one is the InvisiVault Wall Vault Hidden Safe. Gun hiding secret number 5. Floor molding safes are another great way to hide handguns, magazines, or valuables. Hidden Safes Incorporated of Memphis, Tennessee manufactures a variety of floor molding safes. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of incredibly sneaky gun hiding locations and weird gun secrets my researchers and I came up with. But I can't post them all to the internet without creating a virtual treasure map for gun thieves. So I've come up with a far better plan, which I'm about to share with you. To recap real quick, so far we've talked about staying alert for a deluge of new gun-grabbing schemes coming out of city halls, state houses, Washington, D.C., and now even the globalists at the United Nations. We've covered some ways to exercise your Second Amendment rights with a partial list of places to buy guns and ammo, legally, of course. And I've told you 5 not-so-good places to hide a gun and 5 super sneaky secret hiding places to truly keep your guns out of sight. It's all part of my personal campaign to help like-minded Americans secure their constitutional rights and protect themselves, their loved ones, and their homes. Now, I don't want to keep you too much longer, so let me just lay out for you another half dozen or so ways. I can help you protect your gun rights as well as secure your privacy and liberty on several other important fronts. As the founder and publisher of Independent Living, America's fast-growing newsletter on self-reliance, it's my job to stay on top of these issues on a day-to-day basis and report back to my paid subscribers, 53,000 of them at last count. And I've created a number of essential reports and manuals that I'm now in a position to share with you as part of this national effort. I have a limited budget for doing this, but for now, I have a substantial library of hard-to-find information to share with you, starting with how to protect your Second Amendment gun rights. Now, I must give you this explicit warning. This report is extremely politically incorrect and 100% contrary to the Obama-Biden agenda. It's absolutely not intended for Obama voters, Obama apologists, CNN news anchors, or government officials of any stripe. It's expressly forbidden for distribution to criminals, gang members, or foreign nationals. Only law-abiding Americans need respond. This report is purely intended for U.S. citizens who are ready to stand up for their Second and Fourth Amendment rights. This is actually 3 super valuable reports in one. Get your hands on this blockbuster report now and learn government gun-grabbing schemes revealed. This is an in-depth review of the topics I touched on in Part 1 of this presentation, the latest headlines about government plans to confiscate your guns. Unintentional poisonings outpace gun murders 4-1. What the liberal media never told you about Aurora, Colorado. Crooks laugh at gun control laws. Dianne Feinstein versus the Second Amendment, and much more. The second report, in How to Protect Your Second Amendment Gun Rights, provides more of the critical details highlighted in Part 2 of this presentation. Where and how you can buy guns now and exercise your Second Amendment rights. This hard-to-find report lists over 200 gun shows coming up in the next several months in 48 states. Sorry, New Jersey and Delaware. Better still, it lists 8 great websites, besides cheaperthandirt.com, where residents in most states can buy firearms and ammo online. Finally, the third section of How to Protect Your Second Amendment Gun Rights is 47 Secret Ways to Hide Your Guns and Ammo. This report fleshes out the information I gave you in Part 3 of this presentation. If you liked any of the 5 gun-hiding tips I gave away here, wait till you see the rest in this report. I'm talking about legally hiding a gun in your car, legally hide a bigger gun in your truck, hide a gun within easy reach on your office desk or console, where to hide a gun in your den or man cave, ingenious places to hide guns and ammo in your garage where no one will ever look, clandestine home concealment for assault rifles, gun cabinets that don't look anything like gun cabinets. Absolutely foolproof gun hiding places of last resort, even if they tear your house down looking for your guns. Now, if I were to offer How to Protect Your Second Amendment Gun Rights for sale to the general public, the price would be in the $69 range. Now, that's well within line for similarly researched directories and in-depth white paper manuals. But today, I have a far better deal for you. In thanks for your decision to hear me out and give this presentation your time and attention, I'm going to send How to Protect Your Second Amendment Gun Rights absolutely free with my compliments to anyone who agrees to try a subscription to Independent Living, America's fast-growing newsletter on self-reliance. Even there, I'm not going to ask you to pay the regular price of $139 for 12 issues. I'm not even asking $119 or $99 or even $79. Instead, I'm dropping the price all the way down to only $39 for a full year's subscription, plus my personal 100% guarantee of satisfaction. And I'm throwing in How to Protect Your Second Amendment Gun Rights, an easy $69 value, as part of the deal. But hold on, I'm not done yet. I truly want to wow you with valuable insights and information. So here's what else I'm adding. A great new bonus report I'd like to send you. Using it, you're guaranteed to save a whopping 50% on your grocery bill. It's fully guaranteed because it's an action plan I've implemented myself. Information you'll want to immediately pass on to your family and friends. Everyone buys food, and saving 50% right off the top by understanding how the shopping public gets tricked into paying more than they should is an essential step to greater personal self-reliance and financial stability. In fact, CNN reported that the average U.S. household spent $3,240 per year on groceries in 2008. And as you probably know, food prices have risen sharply since then. Hey, even using the 2008 numbers, I'm offering to show you how to lop a whopping $1,620 off your grocery bill in the coming 12 months. Heck, even if you only use half of this information, you'll have an extra $810 in your pocket a year from now. This one bonus report alone is going to pay you back many times over for the time you spent watching this video and for the very small investment I'm asking you to make today, even if you completely ignore all my other suggestions and action items. Listen, it's no accident that Independent Living has become America's fastest growing independent financial and personal liberty publication. We deliver real-world solutions that motivated individuals can use to protect themselves from large and complex threats. I have a first-class research team who's helped me publish over 60 major white papers and manuals like the Ultimate Self-Reliance Mega Manual and How to Protect Your Second Amendment Gun Rights. The newsletter, together with these white papers and manuals, make Independent Living a one-stop shop for attaining personal, medical, and financial self-reliance. Helping you achieve total personal sovereignty is where my unparalleled Ultimate Self-Reliance Mega Manual shines its brightest. This manual and my monthly Independent Living newsletter itself are all about smart, ahead-of-the-curve planning, using the system to your advantage, protecting your assets, reducing your profile, being clued in to the best medical care and the most exciting breakthroughs the public won't learn about for years, getting the most out of your tax planner, living the highest possible quality of life nearing and in retirement. Events are unfolding at lightning speed. Lock in this great offer now. Remember, with your risk-free trial subscription to Independent Living, you get a free copy of my must-read Ultimate Self-Reliance Mega Manual, 151 Practical Strategies for Thriving in a Shattered Economy, in addition to your free copy of How to Protect Your Second Amendment Gun Rights. A fully guaranteed subscription to Independent Living for 1 year, 12 issues, is normally priced at $139. An absolute steal considering the scope of detailed investing, lifestyle, and privacy-securing information we pack into each issue. But today, you're not going to pay $139. You're not going to pay $99, $79, or even $59. Because I want to make it as easy as possible for you to come on board with us and to thank you for the time you've taken to watch this presentation. I'm making a fully guaranteed 1-year subscription, 12 issues, available to you for only one payment of just $39. That's $100 off the regular rate, or a savings of more than 72%. But because I think you can profit from the information I've dug out, I want to offer you my very best deal. Get a fully guaranteed, risk-free trial subscription to Independent Living for 2 years, 24 information-packed issues, steeply discounted to just one payment of only $69. That's $209 off, a whopping savings of 75%. Along with the Ultimate Self-Reliance Mega Manual and How to Protect Your Second Amendment Gun Rights, you'll also get 6 free bonus reports and a free half-ounce pure silver coin. Bonus gift number 1, cut your grocery bills in half. This huge money-saving white paper is written to help my valued readers avoid one of the most colossal wastes of money committed by millions of consumers every week, doing all your food shopping in conventional grocery stores. Today's supermarket is specifically designed to get you to spend more money while taking home less food. You have to be a very disciplined shopper to avoid the traps they've set up for you in every aisle. In Cut Your Grocery Bills in Half, I turn the tables and put you back in control. I've personally implemented the steps outlined in this white paper. You'll start saving on your grocery bill the first week. Save just $10 a week, easy to do, and you'll pay for your risk-free trial subscription to Independent Living in just 7 weeks. And yet, as I've already mentioned, the average household can expect to save $1,620 a year by fully implementing these money-saving ideas on groceries. So there's really no question that accepting my offer is in your best financial interest. It's just up to you how closely you want to implement my steps on slashing your grocery bill. Even a half-hearted attempt should conservatively net you $810 a year based on numbers reported by CNN. What more can I offer to convince you to try my newsletter? Bonus gift number 2, Smart Hoarding 101. Do it right and save big money by stocking up on food, water, and yes, fuel. This second free white paper is your comprehensive guide to stocking up for a wide variety of scenarios that have the potential to play out in our nation or in your neighborhood. It covers how to protect yourself against shortages and price spikes in essential items like drinking water, vitamin supplements, basic tools and equipment, and even fuel. Readers of my complimentary e-newsletter service, Lee Bellinger's Ready for Anything report, recently read how an early season snowstorm led to long lines at gasoline stations in New Hampshire, a state that typically takes winter storms in stride. It just goes to show that sudden shortages of essential items can pop up anywhere, at any time. With this white paper in hand, you can be prepared for almost any eventuality. Here's bonus gift number 3. 21 cutting-edge strategies for reclaiming your privacy from snoops, corporations, and newly unleashed government busybodies. These simple steps can immediately make you far less interesting to identity thieves, lawsuit-happy jerks, and officialdom of all descriptions. Learn these techniques before they become illegal. Bonus gift number 4. Life-saving basics, tapping into the vast array of home remedies. It goes without saying that in a bioterror emergency or other health crisis, you don't want to have to venture out to crowded government-run vaccination centers. You can indeed make home preparations using the valuable information in this white paper. Bonus gift number 5. The Emergency Dollar Collapse Barter Kit, 14 essential items you should have now. You'll learn some very simple steps to buy common items at low cost that would become priceless in an emergency. Having these basic tools of barter at your fingertips if things go sour is a must. Bonus gift number 6. Establishing your personal prescription drug backup supply without breaking the law. This mega manual walks you through what you can do right now while the current system is still limping along and before it collapses in a pandemic or from an onslaught of illegal aliens asserting their right to free health care. It gives you a comprehensive overview of disease prevention. It lays out your options, many of which most people never consider, should you need a service that's become prohibitively expensive or simply unavailable. It prepares you for how to cope should you be temporarily cut off from professional care. In short, it shows you how to take advantage of professional care when it's available and what to do to keep yourself healthy when it's not. Extra 2-gift mega bonus. A gorgeous and valuable half-ounce uncirculated pure silver coin minted in the USA. We commissioned this beautiful pure silver round not only as a tool for citizens to protect against the collapse of the dollar's purchasing power, but also to commemorate the midnight ride of Paul Revere. His leadership and swift, decisive action sounded an alarm in the face of central government action against free citizens. Now the spirit of Paul Revere rides once again to alert today's citizen patriots to prepare for a new danger presented by our own government's freedom-stealing policies. And finally, if you act right away, I'll include free my must-read Precious Metals Buying Guide, How to Ride the Bull Market in Physical Bullion Without Being Ripped Off. Put it all together, and you get a risk-free 2-year subscription to Independent Living, complete with a great manual, 6 bonus reports, and pure silver coin. As you can see, I very earnestly want you to join my Independent Living family of readers. I'm doing whatever I can do to put our next issue, plus these exclusive bonuses, into your hands, because I know you won't be disappointed. I'm so confident because my staff and I spent 5 years researching the Ultimate Self-Reliance Mega Manual, 151 Practical Strategies for Thriving in a Shattered Economy, for our own education and planning purposes, and for my friends, family, and my much appreciated Independent Living subscribers. That's how I know the contents of this blockbuster manual are vitally important and will stand you in good stead in the ongoing collapse of the U.S. economy and unsustainable government spending programs. My blockbuster Ultimate Self-Reliance Mega Manual, as well as your free copy of How to Protect Your Second Amendment Gun Rights, and the trial subscription to Independent Living are fully guaranteed. If for any reason during the next year you don't think Independent Living is right for you, you can cancel your subscription and I'll pay you $69 or $39 if you took my 1-year offer for the time and trouble you took to check out my newsletter. That means you really don't have to commit to spending any money at all today, because you have up to 1 full year to get every penny back if Independent Living doesn't live up to and exceed your expectations. Not only that, I'll let you keep every issue, the Ultimate Self-Reliance Mega Manual, in addition to your free copy of How to Protect Your Second Amendment Gun Rights, and every bonus report with my compliments. Obviously, I'd go broke making this kind of offer, unless I backed it up with the most reliable, most practical, most valuable information on the planet, which is exactly what I intend to do. So you have everything to gain and nothing to lose. You'll get these blockbuster manuals plus 6 reports and a free silver coin, all with a totally risk-free subscription to my must-read Independent Living newsletter. But you must act now. With my ironclad guarantee, you take absolutely no risk. You have everything to gain by getting my Ultimate Self-Reliance Mega Manual, while the strategies it offers are still legal. In addition to your free copy of How to Protect Your Second Amendment Gun Rights, while the strategies they offer are still legal. Order now. The U.S. economy is continuing to collapse, and with it, our freedoms and the American dream. Don't wait for events to overwhelm your life. Survive and prosper by acting now. This is one of the few remaining paths left open to true personal independence. Listen, it's now or never. Click the button to order now, or chances are you never will. And you'll be completely on your own in dealing with the social chaos and economic mayhem to come. This is a terrible time to be alone. I do hope you'll make the choice to stick with me rather than try toughing this out by yourself. But if that's your final decision, I understand. The time has arrived. I've taken this offer as far as I can for you. Reduced price, many added bonuses, and a great manual. Plus, up to a year to decide. Okay, you've given me a good bit of your time, so for acting now, I'm adding a speed action bonus. If you order right now and are among the first 100 people to act, you get a free copy of 25 medical tests your doctor won't tell you about, and 15 you can do yourself. It's an incredible little book about your health, and it can save your life. So you know how very much I want you to join us, but the rest must be up to you. It's now your responsibility to act, or not. No matter what your decision, please take extreme care as you move forward in these dangerous times. And good luck to us all. You can order by clicking the orange order button directly below, or 24 hours a day through my toll-free customer service line, 1-877-371-1807. Remember, you're not really committing any money today, because you can cancel up to a year from now, and I'll pay you $69 or $39 if you took my 1-year offer for the time and trouble you took to check out my newsletter. And you'll still keep this great manual and all the reports with my compliments. That's how much confidence I have that you'll value my materials. There isn't a moment to lose in claiming this free trial offer. Call toll-free 1-877-371-1807